Hello students, in this session I am going to cover grouping things, annotational things, different relationships in UML like dependency, association, generalization and realization, some other important terms in unified modeling language, then different types of diagrams used to model a software system and advantages and disadvantages of UML. Here is a vocabulary for UML, basic building blocks. Among this, in previous session, I have covered structural things and behavioral things. In today's session, I am going to discuss grouping, annotational things, relationships and different types of diagrams used to model a software system. Now, what is grouping things? Grouping things are the organizational parts of UML models. There is one primary kind of grouping things usually called as package. Package is nothing but collection of different components, or in logical way we can say package is a collection of different classes. Package is a general purpose mechanism for organizing the design itself for a system. A package is a collection of logically related UML elements. Packages are depicted as files folders and can be used on any of the UML diagram. Its graphical symbol is this rectangular box with a folded subpart here. Certain rules and regulation for business we want to show among different components, then that is say as a business rules is a one type of package is developed here, and graphically it is shown by this particular symbol. Annotational things. Annotational things can be defined as it is a mechanism to capture certain remarks, descriptions and comments of UML model elements. It is some of the explanatory part of a UML model. Annotational things are the explanatory part of UML model. There is only one annotational thing and its name is note. Note is the only one annotational thing which is available to explain any UML component. A note is used to render certain comments, constraints of UML elements. Here is an example. Note. Here note graphically it is shown as a one of the rectangular box with a folded corner. Now one class is defined here, account. Why this class is created? What is the purpose of this class? That extraneous things related to this class is explained or described in a one particular graphical notation, that is say as a note. One more example I am taking here. Suppose you are using any Windows application like Word or Excel or a PowerPoint. Suppose I am taking an example of Word. In Word, I have selected certain portion in Word document and I want to copy that data. So I go to the icon present at the top. So when I reach to the copy option, there is one smaller help occurs, that this option is a copy or this particular option is a cut or a paste. It is nothing but a note is present related to that respective component. It is also say as a balloon help for particular component. So note is nothing but a explanatory part of a system can be shown in note. Here we have completed 4 different type of things, that are structural things, behavioral things, grouping things and annotational things. Now second important building block in UML is relationships in UML. A relationship is a connection between different things on UML model. It shows how elements are associated with each other, and this association describes the functionality of an application. There are four kinds of relationships, that are dependency, association, generalization, and realization. These four relationships are going to be covered on subsequent slides. First type of relationship, dependency. Dependency is a semantic relationship among different components of UML. It is a relationship between two things in which change in one element affects or reflects on another element. Graphical symbol for dependency is dotted arrow line. Example, here two components are defined, client and server. Client sends a request to server. Means client's request is depend on server's response. When server will give response, then only client will get a service from server. So there is a dependency between a client and a server. One more example, course schedule is depend on course. When the course is designed based on that, certain course schedule is going to be designed. So there is a dependency between course schedule and course. Second type of relationship, association. An association is a structural relationship that describes a set of links. Links means connection between different components. Link is a connection between the different objects present in that system. It shows structural relationship among the components. It also describes how many objects are taking part in that relationship. Example, passenger and a aeroplane. So passenger books ticket for aeroplane. These are the two entities involved in this relationship. Then means there is a connection, there is a certain association between passenger and aeroplane. Same way, student is related with course. Student enroll for the course, student get the material for respective course. So there is a association between student and a course. This association or a link between these two components is shown by a line. There is a link between these two objects, student and course. So association shows a connection between set of objects. Third type of relationship, generalization. Generalization is a relationship between a general or common things to a specific thing. That is a relationship between a superclass and a subclass relationship. Usually generalization is used along with the inheritance mechanism. Means conceptually, if you want to show a inheritance mechanism, you can use a generalization relationship. It goes from general term to specific term. It is similar to the concept of inheritance in OOP. Graphical symbol for generalization is a line and an empty triangular box. Example, banking system is considered here. Account is a superclass or a base class. Then from account, three different classes are designed or derived, that are saving account, current account and loan account. So this is an example of hierarchical inheritance. From account, three classes are derived, that are saving account, current account and loan account. Like this, you can show a generalization relationship through this particular graphical symbol. Generalization, it is used to show a concept of inheritance. Fourth type of relationship in UML, realization. Realization is a semantic relationship between classifiers wherein one classifier specifies a contract that another classifier guarantees to carry out. Realization can be defined as a relationship in which two elements are connected to each other. In UML modeling, a realization relationship is a relationship between two model elements in which one model element realizes the behavior that the other element specifies it. Means one will specify a contract and another classifier will guarantees to carry out that action. Graphical symbol for realization is dotted arrow line. Here example is printer is a one component and printer setup is another component. Both are connected to each other or related to each other. Printer will work only if printer setup is installed on a machine. So there is a dependency among these two components. So this type of relationship is realization. Some other important terms in UML. First one, aggregation. Aggregation, it refers to the information of a particular class being aggregated or built as a collections. Aggregation implies a relationship where the child can exist independently of the parent. Example, class, it is a parent class. Class means we consider here for example TYBSC class. TYBSC class is a parent node and student is one more class. It is a child class. Parent class is TYBSC class and child class is student class. Though anyone delete a TYBSC class, still student classes exist here. Graphically, this aggregation is denoted by diamond symbol. Example for aggregation, one course have many students. Means for one course, number of students can enroll. This is a relationship between a course and student. A relationship is aggregation. One more example, library and books. Library can be formed if and only if number of books are present in library. Like this, you can take any example for aggregation. A graphical notation, diamond symbol. Composition. In a composition relationship, objects that are associated or related with each other cannot remain in the scope without each other. The term composition is considered as a strong type of association. Association is nothing but connection between the two classes or relationship between the two or more classes, and composition is a strong type of association. Objects are highly dependent upon each other. Graphical symbol for composition is filled diamond symbol. Now, example for composition. Every person have important body parts like head, hands, legs. So there is a strong association, that is nothing but composition between these different components. So person is a one class and it is strongly related with these subclasses that are head, hands and legs. So composition shows a strong association. It is related with the remaining subclasses. One more example we can take here. A base class is say as a car and its child class is engine. Means every car must have engine. then only that car will work. Like this relationship can be shown by using a filled diamond symbol, that is composition. Now next concept, multiplicity. Multiplicity is defined as a cardinality among the UML components. It is the active logical association when the cardinality of a class in a relation to another being depicted. Example, course is a one component and student is another component. Here multiplicity is shown as one course have one or many students. So one is a one type of multiplicity and this course is related with one or many students. So this one or one dot dot star is nothing but a multiplicity which shows the cardinality among the UML components. Now third important building block in UML, different types of diagrams. A diagram is a graphical presentation of set of elements. Most often it is rendered as connected graph of vertices and edges. Here vertices are things in UML and edges are nothing but relationships among that different things. UML diagrams, it gets categorized into two parts, structural diagrams and behavioral diagram. Structural diagram shows static part of system and behavioral diagram shows dynamic part or certain behavioral features of a software system. Again, structural diagrams are divided into two types, logical diagrams and physical diagrams. Logical diagram represents the logical structure of a system and physical diagram shows the physical structure or physical components required for that system. Then behavioral diagram, that are use case diagrams. Use case diagram, it shows a set of activities carried out, that is nothing but use cases, then different actors related to that use cases and their relationships, that is shown by use case diagram. Then next is state machine diagram. State machine diagram shows different types of states occur in a system. Then third one is interaction diagram. Interaction diagram shows the interaction among the set of objects, their relationships along with different messages that is shared among the different objects. Then logical diagrams are divided into two types, that is class diagram and object diagram. So class and object are some logical terms in object oriented programming and that comes under a category logical diagrams. Physical diagrams, the best example for physical diagram, component diagram, component structure diagram and deployment diagram. Component diagram or component structure diagram, these diagrams explores how objects cooperate with each other to accomplish a particular task, what different types of documents are required, what is internal structure of objects, that is described through a component diagram or a component structure diagram. Deployment diagram shows the configuration of runtime processes, nodes and objects that exist on that nodes. Then one more physical diagram is package diagram. Package diagram shows the high level organization of software packages that are used to divide the model into different logical containers, container or different packages, which shows the interaction between the different components at high level. Then state machines divided into two subtypes, that is activity diagram and state chart diagram. Activity diagram, it is a special kind of state chart diagram which shows the flow from one activity to another activity within a system. And state chart diagram shows the state machine, which includes different types of states, events, transition and activities in a system. Then interaction diagram, two types here, collaboration diagram, sequence diagram and interaction diagram. Collaboration diagram, it shows the collaboration among the different elements or relationship among the different elements and how they are organized in a structural format that can be represented in collaboration diagram. Sequence diagram, it shows the sequence of activities carried out to achieve a particular task. And interaction diagram, it shows the interaction among the set of objects, their relationships and how the communication is done among the set of objects. So these are the different types of UML diagrams. One more is timing diagram. Timing diagram shows the behavior of a system over a time. Now, advantages of unified modeling language. First one, it is a formal language. Each element has strongly defined a meaningful syntaxes, protocols for construction of any model. Assume once the model is constructed, then that design is understood by every person. It is concise. The entire language is made up of simple and straightforward notations. Anyone can easily use that syntaxes and go for design of a system. It is comprehensive, means it describes all important aspects of a software system. It is scalable. This language is formal enough to handle massive system modeling projects. It works on small as well as large projects. It is built on lessons learned, means it is a best practice used in object-oriented community during last 15 years. So any software's design can be prepared through UML. It is a best standard controlled by Object Management Group with active contribution from worldwide group of vendors and academics. It is most useful method of visualization and documenting any software systems design. UML is independent of any programming language. It uses object-oriented design concepts and it is independent of any programming language. So these are the major advantages of unified modeling language. Disadvantages of UML. First, lack of formality. UML does not define a common standard file format to construct a model for software system. Different diagrams are constructed to model a software system. Time. UML takes a lot of time to construct different types of diagrams, manage that diagram and maintain that UML diagrams. It is somehow complicated procedure to synchronize these UML diagrams with a software code. It takes a lot of time. Diagrams can get overwhelmed. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming or overcomplicated procedure, even confusing and frustrating for developer team to construct different types of diagrams to model a software system. Too much emphasis is given on design, means a lot of efforts are given for design phase and very less amount of time is given for coding phase. It is rule of thumb that 70% amount of time is given for analysis and design phase for software system. and only 30% amount of time is given for software coding, implementation and maintenance phase. So major emphasis or major stress is given on the design of software system. Somehow it is difficult task to synchronize software code with different models constructed for that system. Means it is difficult it is difficult procedure to convert the model or diagrams to a software code. So these are certain disadvantages of UML. So here we are concluding with second chapter. In this chapter we discuss about what is UML, history of UML, then 3 building blocks of UML, that are things, relationships and diagrams, and finally advantages and disadvantages of unified modeling language. I hope you understood all these basic terms. Thank you. Have a nice day.